Hello and welcome back to the final third. Today's discussion is all about Chelsea. Are they good enough to win the league in the next few seasons? Bryn, what do you reckon?
I think they're on the progress to build a very good squad. I think this season is going to be a key year for them. Obviously, Frank Lampard going into his second year at the club legend, and brought into the club maybe prematurely in some people's eyes. Obviously, only one managerial job before that at Derby. Had he done very well? Not really in consideration. He got playoffs. Okay.
It's not bad though.
Not
to be
bad
fair.
for a
but
first year.
big jump then to now.
Massive.
Now to be considered 2 seasons after he was at Derby to now be looking at title contenders with a squad that he's built, or Abramovich's money's built, that looks very, very good. Obviously, looking at the summer signings, I know you've been looking at those.
Massive signings.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely massive.
Huge.
Werner was the first one. No, Ziyech was the first one.
Ziyech was in January.
Yeah.
Was the first one. Then you had Werner.
The thing is as well, as a Man United fan, I see Chelsea and they're being run so well as a club. The fact that they managed even a few years ago to sign Pulisic early on.
Yeah, they knew Hazard was on the way.
So the fact that they see a problem and they get their business done, to me, is something that I really admire about Chelsea. And you know, there's not many teams I really look at the whole squad and go, wow, I like the look of this team. And Chelsea are a likeable team to me at the moment.
If we think though, he's brought in a lot of players. That's a lot of big names to try and keep happy.
There's always that thing about Chelsea. Obviously, they've got a lot of players in their books. They're renowned for loaning out players, which is going to change in the next few years because of the rules coming into Premier League. But I do think that players coming back from loan, boys that are hitting that maturity levels of 22, 23 years old, they're going to be asking for first team. And like you said then, that means there's going to be players that previously would have expected first team football, such as like Ross Barkley. Obviously you're looking at Jorginho, Kovacic.
Surely somebody like Mason Mount.
Well, he must be thinking with Havertz now officially signed.
Yeah. Kai Havertz has been announced.
If I was Mason Mount, I'd be worried. He made 37 appearances in the league last year
and played well.
Played really well.
Well, and it was his breakthrough season. And you're looking now that the club has just spent 50 million on possible replacement.
And again, you look at another youngster, Tammy ABRAHAM. He had a decent start to season. Okay, not so good when he came back from the pandemic, and Giroud kind of overtook a little bit. But then Timo Werner comes in, takes his place.
And the thing is as well, the Chelsea are now building a squad to have 3 layers of depth.
Yeah.
Even if you're thinking somebody like Tammy ABRAHAM, Tammy's now going to be second choice, so that surely means that Batshuayi is going to be third choice.
Where does Giroud fit into that?
We've just been speaking about Mason Mount, so Mason Mount's now going to be pushed down to second choice, and you're probably thinking of somebody like Loftus-Cheek or Ross Barkley, and they're pushed down to third choice.
He's got a lot of players on the books.
Got some serious depth.
And then you got players that are coming back from loan, like we've got Moses coming back, we've got Zappacosta coming back.
Surely he's just going to get
They're going to have to get rid of those boys to be able to fund them, but there's been no movement or anything to say that they're going anywhere.
And if you're somebody like Ampadu, who's just come back now from a very average loan spell, really.
He
didn't play very well.
He's got to go somewhere where he is playing first team.
Yeah. If we're talking about the wingers as well, Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think he's on like $100,000 a week.
He now had a big contract. Obviously, he was possibly going to leave on a free transfer last season, wasn't he? So he's on a lot of money.
He's going to have to deal with Ziyech.
Is he going to then take on the role of Willian though? Because Willian's obviously left. That's left a bit of a gap. Obviously, Ziyech coming in, but that still leaves a spot.
And they signed Pulisic from Dortmund.
He's their main star, though, isn't he?
2 years ago, that was probably the best signing they did before they got banned from transfers. Obviously, they knew realistically that Hazard was going to go to Madrid. Big money, but they pulled that one in really well.
And Pulisic now is only 21. Yeah. We are considering Pulisic as one of a very established wingers in the world. Yeah. You know, he's up there, I would say.
He is very Hazard-esque, though. Yeah, when he came on against Liverpool, he looked unbelievable on the ball, and he created a goal literally straight away after he came on.
He's very quick, he's very agile, he's got a lot of speed.
He's got to make sure he stays fit, though. He's missed quite a few games, if I remember, from injury this year.
But then, and I think this is why we're kind of looking at their depth. Obviously, you look at the players that they're bringing in, they've got youngsters, but then they've got Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva at 35 years old, strength and depth, but also the experience and the leadership on that pitch that he'll bring is second to none. Like the amount of caps he's had for his country, the amount of experience he's gone through leagues, he's gone through Italy.
It's a big signing.
He's gone through France. It's a massive signing in my opinion. I think that'll be a make or break for them.
So, Bryn, are you telling me that he solves their defensive problems?
I wouldn't say that he solves it, but he makes them better. And I'm not saying him physically as in been a better player than what they've got already.
In there.
But I think his leadership and confidence will build off those players around him. Obviously, you've got Andre Christensen, you've got Rudiger.
I think you expected more from Christensen, didn't you?
I did. I think as a player come through the youth academy a few years ago, he went on a very successful loan, Chelsea, another loan deal, to Gladbach. Came back, and I thought 2 seasons ago he was coming back into the team. John Terry had left like a year before, and he looked, for me, on paper, the player that would come in, long-term replacement, be there for 10 years' time, and be the leader that they needed. But it hasn't happened. But he might just need that player next to him.
Let's not forget now about some of the recent signings or some of the youngsters that Chelsea have in defence. We were just asking you, does a 35-year-old solve their defensive problems? Let me ask you the same question about Ben Chilwell. How much has he solved the problems? Is that value for money? They've signed him for 49.5 mil. Is that a bargain of the season? Or is that overpriced for an overhyped English left back?
For me, I really liked Marcus Alonso left back. I think he was absolutely unbelievable for Chelsea. And
when Morata was there as well, it was always...
Yeah. There was that period though, of when Alonso was off and Emerson was in.
Yeah.
That he kind of lost his way a bit, but
they haven't really had a left back since then, have they?
No, they haven't. Yeah, no, they haven't really had a star left back.
People argue with Chilwell that he's a very good attacking fullback.
Yeah, he's one of them, but
then
defensively,
can he not do a job? So is he going to maybe fit into that formation? So Chelsea.
That's the thing. What formation is Lampard going to play? Because last year we saw many different variations of that. We had 3 at the back, we had 4 at the back, we had a 4-3-2-1, we had a 4-2-3-1 where you have got a thing, and then he never really played 2 strikers, but then you had like
it could be possible
where he played
with Werner and Abraham,
where he played 3 up front, but like as a like shadow strikers and attacking midfielders flowing through.
Where are you fitting all of these players?
There's a lot of players.
I can guarantee that surely next year now in match of the day, surely Chelsea are going to be up there every week. I think they're going to be more exciting than City in the style of play.
Back to the Mourinho days of when he turned up in the Premier League and they were scoring 4 or 5 goals a game.
But again, if he doesn't get it right for the first 2 months, he could be in trouble.
He could be. It's
and you've got to remember as well, they're happy to spend money on players, and we imagine that Lampard's one of the cheapest ones because he just wants to manage Chelsea.
Yeah.
So is he thinking, right, I'm disposable at the moment, we're spending millions?
I would say yes, because if you look at Chelsea's reputation, like you look at Conte, they sacked him on a rumour to be about a 20 million contract payoff. Sarri last year.
Money is nothing really, is
My
it?
argument now though of why they signed Lampard was because the fans will give him a little bit of extra time.
Give him a bit more chance.
If you have a look at Pirlo, if you have a look at Solskjaer, if you have a look at all of these players now who are fan favourites, who are legends, if you're somebody who's not performing well, the fans will give you a little bit longer than somebody like Sarri's had.
Yeah, it's very, very true.
Does. One thing I like about Lampard as well, the youngsters he brings through. Obviously, he had Mount at Derby.
Tamori,
brought him straight in the squad, and they played very well.
Something like Zuma, where's he going to be playing this year?
I don't know.
Where's Tamori going to be playing? And also then they've signed Malang Sarr, but we were just talking about this now. But boys, you think he's going to wait?
I think the deal that he came on a free transfer, and I'm pretty sure that as Chelsea quite familiar with loan deals, I think the rumours are he's going to go out on loan and possibly as a little thank you for Kai Havertz to Leverkusen. But if you look at players like Billy Gilmore, had a good little spell. Yeah. Players like that, I feel like are they gonna have a chance in this team, or are they gonna have to go back on loan to another club?
There's one thing we can say though: right back is sorted. Reece James is outstanding in that right back.
I think he's got a lot of promise, a lot of potential.
I think he's a good player.
I think he's brilliant.
But if you're gonna play 4 at the back, and he might have to play 4 at the back, where's Azpilicueta sit?
How old is Azpilicueta now?
Captain, 32, 33.
He's 31 actually.
31, guys. A little bit younger than I thought. But club captain, been I think a long stay, and I'm a big fan of Azpilicueta. Very good player. surname that I'd never be able to put into Google.
Yeah.
But then talking about it, let's remember Reece James really established himself last year in that Chelsea squad. He made 24 appearances, and he's only 20. You know, he's only going to get better. He's only going to get stronger this year. And maybe somebody like Azpilicueta then is going to be a bit more of a
But then he hasn't really played right back for a while, Azpilicueta. He's kind of gone like centre back.
He's not gone centre back, but like we said before, where are they all going to fit though?
I know.
Because
there's so many players.
There's one thing we can agree on, that Chelsea have already been very, very busy, but surely we can all agree that they need to be still really busy to sort out where all of these players are going.
Do you think there's going to be any more signings in? Because obviously there's rumours that Kepa isn't liked.
Kepa's a massive question mark.
Yeah, he's so they've invested heavily up in the field.
Most expensive
some investment in the defence.
If I'm honest, I think Chelsea would be very disappointed that Dean Henderson has signed a new contract at United.
Yeah.
Because I think he was the man they wanted.
Yeah. But do you think, are Chelsea too proud to sort of miss out on the 72 mil that they spent on him a few years ago?
If they'd have spent half that money, he'd have gone.
He'd have been gone, yeah.
But because they spent that amount of money on a player that I'm pretty sure is the world record for a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That they don't really want to tarnish their name and be like, okay, we're now going to get rid of him 2 seasons later because he's not good enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, he has the lowest shot to save ratio or something in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, yeah. For me, he doesn't command his area. He's a bit like when De Gea turned up at United. He's a bit weak in the air. He's not the most controlling. He's not the most commanding. Where's he going to go? But is that going to be the last signing?
So going back to the first question, and this is now the last question, will Chelsea be competing in the next 2-3 years for the league?
I'd like to think that this year is a building season for them. I think let's get those foundations going. Let's get the team used to playing with each other. They've got a lot of promise and a lot of potential and a lot of youngsters as well. I think give those youngsters...
He needs to get it right first.
Get Havertz, get Werner, a year in the Prem, get them up to speed. And for me, I'd be concerned then for them in 2 years' time that they are going to be enough.
Brent?
I'd agree with that. I think this year may be a bit too soon. I think they're a decent team, but I think next season will be the big season for them to make those moves.
So thank you guys. There we are. That's what we think that will happen to Chelsea in the next few years. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment what you think. Till the next one, lads.